Hello and welcome back to This Week at City, and wow. It might be season over. It might be season over right here, right now as we speak. I'll be honest, it's not looking good going into these next few games and the run-in. Let's get into it, man. We'll be reviewing what's happened over the week in terms of the Real Madrid game and the West Ham game. We'll be looking forward to this week's game in the Real Madrid second leg and also the game against Arsenal in the cup final as well. And we talk about any transfer news as well. But yeah, let's get into it, man, because we've got a lot to unpack. All right, starting off with that calamitous result in Real Madrid, just to set off things here, let everyone know there's going to be no player reviews. No, I don't think any of these players deserve a player review or rating. I'm just going to be speaking my mind on the games of what happened and what I'm not happy with and what I'm happy with. Not as much I'm happy with, to be honest, because I'll be honest, the season might be over right now as we speak, man. It might be over. First game, Real Madrid away, and Pep pulls out with what has not been working all season long in Bernardo and Rodri in midfield. I mean, I don't know what he's thinking. And he's just hanging out these players to dry. I said this in the Bodo Glint game and the review, you can go back to that. I mean, I say it's Bernardo and Rodri in midfield. It's not even Bernardo and Rodri, it's just Rodri, because Bernardo's pushing into attack, and I just don't think Pep's learned. As soon as I think he's learned with the that lineup which was working against Fulham and other teams as well, Leeds as well, Newcastle, with Bernardo, O'Reilly and Rodri sitting there in a free in midfield to help defend the counters, which we're always so prone to and struggle against. And it was working well for the Leeds game, for the Fulham game, for the Newcastle game, for the Liverpool game. All tough games as well, and it's going well. I mean, maybe we're not creating as much going forward or looking as dominant in the final third, but it was working. It was getting the job done, and I'm sure everyone was expecting that midfield three to happen again, but for some reason Pep's he's lost the plot with that. He's absolutely lost the plot. I mean, maybe he saw that Real Madrid is so weak in terms of lack of superstars, which they usually have, so he thought, alright, let's kill them when we have the chance. You just overloaded with attackers, and it just didn't work, man. It just didn't work at all. This coming out from Bernardo Silva and Pep saying that we played all right. I don't know what game they were watching, to be honest, because it's all good having the ball, but we have to do something with it, and it's just slow again. It's going back to last season's football. I thought we really hit the nail on the head in that October, November, start of December period, playing this quick, fluid, transitional football. Pep Linda's ball, you could say, not Pep ball, and it seems that Pep Guardiola's got the reins back of this team, and he's wanting to leave his mark on it, and unfortunately he has, and he's gone back to this strange keep ball, slow, no momentum. It's just not working, and we paid the price. 3-0 loss to Real Madrid. Valverde having the game of his life, and for me, most of the blame has to go to Pep for that, for his silly lineup he put out, and we're pretty much out of the Champions League now because of that. Pretty much out of it. I mean, fair play to Real Madrid. They rocked out with no Bellingham, no Mbappe, no Rodrigo. Lots of others out with injury as well for them. I think Camavinga as well, maybe. I can't remember whether he played or not, but they're light, to say the least, in players. And yeah, they turned up and we didn't, and we pretty much handed it to them, and Pep hung our players out to dry, to be honest, especially Rodri. I'm seeing a stat going around about Nico G having more win success rate as opposed to Rodri, and I think it flattens to deceive that stat, because of course Nico G has been incredible this season and Rodri hasn't been anywhere near his best, but when Rodri plays, I think Pep thinks he's a player he used to be, and he thinks he can do it all by himself in midfield, so he doesn't have that structure and support around him in the midfield, while Nico G does get that support and structure. So I think if Pep was to give Rodri that structure around him with O'Reilly and Bernardo on a consistent basis, we'll see more results like we have in previous tough games like Leeds, Fulham and Liverpool, and a few others as well. So yeah, man, I think Pep's just hanging out these players to dry right now, and yeah, in my opinion, we're out of the Champions League. I'll go on in a second to what happened in the second leg, but onto another calamitous game, and that's West Ham. Coming into the game, it felt like a must-win, especially with Arsenal a few hours ago beating Everton, and the pressure was all on us. But I'll be honest, after the Forest game, I already threw in the towel. I already thought this was over. I thought I'd seen enough of these players and their mentality and how soft they can be. And yeah, Pep again with the lineup. I just don't get how, I didn't get onto this in the Real Madrid game. How is Cherki not starting that game, either game? He's already, I mean, other than Doku, who was tripled up on in that Real Madrid game, who else is going to be creating for us? And for me, it's obvious Cherki and Doku have to be starting now. And the fact they didn't start against West Ham is just crazy work. You know they're going to sit in, low block. I don't get how he thinks that Semenyo, Marmoush and Haaland are going to work as a front three. Like, who's supplying them with chances? Who? I mean, their first touch is a trampoline, and they couldn't pass to save their lives as a through ball. And it took Cherki 10 seconds off the bench to find Haaland that great ball in behind. I mean, that just says it all. And if we don't see Cherki and Doku starting for the rest of this season, serious concerns have to be had. I mean, there already are serious concerns, but serious questions need to be had of whether Pep's learning from his mistakes, because I'll be honest, I have those questions right now, absolutely. But yeah, it was disappointing, man. Donnarumma, it's not been his best week. He's not covered himself in glory at all. I think he could have done better for the first goal against Real Madrid. Definitely could have done better the second goal. And then, oh my, he's just got to claim that cross. He just doesn't have that presence in the area, which is always a concern for me after watching him for PSG last season. For a big man, he does not command his area well and is never convincing when crosses are into the box. So, yeah, man. I think he's got to fix up, because he's meant to be brought in for these big games, for these big run-ins, for these big Champions League games. He's meant to be carrying us through, and he has shown signs, like against Newcastle, against Liverpool, that he can pull off those miraculous saves, but he just needs to keep a level head and do the simple things right as well, because that's where he's slipping up over this last week. For me, that's title over now, that West Ham game. That's the last nail in the coffin. I mean, mathematically, we could do it in terms of we would be 3 points off if we were to beat Arsenal and win our game in hand, but I can't see Arsenal dropping many more points, and I can see us dropping a lot more points. So yeah, for me it's over, especially if Pep continues to not learn from his mistakes. I think just get me a cup or two and we'll be happy. We'll crack on to next season, get the recruitment right, because I think Viana has a lot to answer for in terms of the structure of the squad he's built. In terms of, I think he's made some good deals in there. Cherki for 30 mil, Donnarumma for 30 mil. He's made some good deals on paper, but in terms of the squad build, I'm not sure whether there's too much of a plan behind it in terms of what the end goal of the squad's meant to be. Because to me right now, he's just signing individuals which would look good in an already well-structured team, but right now we're trying to build that structure in the team, and we can't really do that with these round poles for, round pegs for square holes, or whatever the saying is, something along those lines. And Viana's got to lock in this summer and get a clear vision on what Pep wants, or whoever the next manager is going to be, and stick to that plan. And now on to the lineups for the Real Madrid and West Ham game, because I would be going for the exact same team, other than the goalkeeper I'd change as well. So for the Real Madrid game in the first leg, or Donnarumma in goal, Nunes right back, which Pep should have done in the first place in the first leg, by the way. What a shocking decision that was. I didn't even get onto that. I mean, I'm pretty sure he did it in the first leg, Nunes. He locked Vinicius up, and second leg, I mean, Kuzanov is probably his worst game for the club, or one of his worst games for the club, and I'm always waxing lyrical about this guy, because I think he's top, and he'll be one of the best centre-halves in the world in a few years to come, and Diaz has really got to watch himself with him around. And yeah, I just can't believe Nunes didn't start right back. I mean, the stats don't lie in terms of when he starts, we usually win, and on the ball he offers so much. He offers the width, great crosser of the ball, great ball carrier as well. When we're under pressure, he can just take a bit of pressure off the team, invite a bit of pressure into himself to free up other players. I mean, Nunes has to start the second leg. Centre-half partnership, it's a tough one. It's between Diaz and Kuzanov, and I'll be honest, I'm going Kuzanov. I mean, I don't see how it can get much worse if we put Kuzanov centre-half. His recovery pace is what we're going to need, because we're going to have to go hammer and tong here and come out like roaring lions, go full attack. And Kuzanov has to be there with his recovery pace to stop Vinicius in behind Mbappe, who's apparently fit. So I'm sure he'll have some involvement, whether it's starting or off the bench. So we need Kuzanov there to sweep up. And next to Kuzanov, I would have Gay. He was really poor against Real Madrid. His worst game in a Man City shirt, but he's more comfortable as left centre half, so I would start him left centre half. But also, I wouldn't mind Diaz if he was start left centre half, just to build up the familiarity and the chemistry between him and Kuzanov in the run up to this Arsenal game in the cup final. So either or Diaz or Gay for left centre half, but I would slightly go towards Gay for a bit more comfortability on the ball on that left hand side, if that's even a word. And then left back, another man who should have started, Ryan Aït-Nouri. Just got to go all out here, all out attack. Get Aït-Nouri left back, comfortable on the ball, great crosser of the ball, great dribbler of the ball, great carrier of the ball. I mean, listing all these attributes of him, how did he not start that first leg? It's beyond me, but it's all about cracking on and getting this comeback done now. And then in midfield, I'll go for Bernardo, Rodri and O'Reilly. I'll go back to what's been working in midfield with that three, which was working in that sort of February period, and get that control, make sure we keep the ball. And then I let the front three do the job in terms of getting the goals and assists of Cherki, Haaland and Doku, which create for Haaland in this game, and have O'Reilly, Bernardo, Rodri box crashing, have Aït-Nouri and Nunes holding the width and maybe box crashing as well. But yeah, man, Doku, Cherki and Haaland, I think it's obvious. It's obvious to everyone that should be our front three. I think those have been our three best attackers this season in a Man City shirt. Of course, Semenyo was incredible at Bournemouth, but those three. I think it would just work so well if we started those three against Real Madrid. And then for the Arsenal game in the cup final, I would go for Trafford and go over Donnarumma, and then it'd be Diaz and Kuznov at the back, and then it would be an exact same team other than that. And yeah, man, but we got to win this final against Arsenal, man. Simple as that. It's got to be our chance of silverware. One of our only last chances of silverware now, with the Prem pretty much gone, Champions League probably gone. And I'll be honest, I think we can beat them on our day, but it's all about that team Pep selects, really, because in terms of quality of players and technical ability, I rate us higher than theirs, but it's how we set it out and the structure of the team and the strategy of the team. We've got to get that right. Pep has to hit the nail on the head of this one. And yeah, I would predict a 2-1 win for us, I'll be honest. I'm confident for this game. I think at the Emirates, they just offered so little in attack. And I think we can punish them on the counter as they do come forward against us. But if they are to sit back, I think we can even break them down as well. If Cherki and Doku are to play, I think they can really cause some problems for them. But it's not going to be easy, of course. It's going to be right up for it for their first trophy since the FA Cup. So, and with it being against us as well, they'll be right up for it as well in that aspect. So yeah, I'm predicting 2-1 though to us. And then for the Real Madrid game, of course, forgot to say that, my bad. I'm going for a 2-1 Real Madrid. I'm not backing the lads at all for this one. I don't think the players believe that we can come back here. I don't think the manager believes we can come back, and half the fan base can't believe it either. I mean, I would back this team if it was the 4-peat team, treble team, Centurions team. One of those teams I'd 100% back and come back with. But nah, not this team. I'm seeing a lot of soft mentality in this team. A lot of players which potentially don't even want to be here. I mean, Haaland looks like a shadow of himself. If you're picking out individuals here, I could pick out anyone now. I'm not just singling out Haaland. Well, I have singled out Haaland, to be honest, but there are plenty of other players which could be called out as well. And yeah, 2-1 Real Madrid. I reckon we'll nick an early goal, but we'll push, and we'll get nothing. Rudiger will turn into prime Maldini. They hurt us on the counter a couple of times, and it'll end up being a disappointing night. And that will not be the first time we've said that over the past few weeks. Now, I was going to be moving on to some transfer news, but I'll be honest, there's not too much going on, to be honest. It's all gone quiet at the moment, so not too much going on there. But the murmurs of Pep out, the Pep out is already getting loud and proud now after this poor run of form, and no way. This should never be Pep out. Never ever. He's earned the right to stay for however long he wants, and he decides when he goes. He can't have won all these trophies just for nothing. As much as I think Pep has had a shocker of a season, he got the leeway last season with having a slightly old squad, which is slightly not off the capability to win the Prem anymore last season. But he's got the tools this season, and he's got to be cooking with it. And he found a formula. October, November, he found a formula. Then he switched. And then it all went bad. And then he switched back to something else with the O'Reilly, Bernardo, Rodri midfield, and that was working for little periods. And then he switched back, and it's all gone bad again. He just needs to stick to what's working to me. But these Pep outers, man, they just need to take a touch and just move on, because this guy's not going if he's going to get sacked. He's only going on his own accord. And if he is to go, Vinny Company's the man. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Sorry for no video last week. I didn't get around to watching either of the games because I was busy both days, so that's the reason for no video. But I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully we can complete the comeback against Real Madrid. We've got to believe, I guess, but realistically, I don't see it happening. But yeah, see you on the next one, man. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. See you on Friday for the Nottingham Forest Career Mode, the penultimate episode. See you then. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.